Police in Bangladesh have arrested a man for the hacking to death of two gay rights activists. One of the victims, Kulaz Manan, was the editor of the country's first and only magazine for the LGBT community. Police say the suspect was a member of the Ansarullah Bangla group, which has claimed a number of attacks on atheists and journalists. The arrest comes a day after an elderly Buddhist monk was hacked to death. Well, human rights groups say Bangladeshi authorities are not doing enough to protect minorities and activists. 7 people have been hacked to death since the start of last month, among them a student, 2 gay rights activists and a professor. ISIL and Al-Qaeda say they're behind some of the killings. During 2015, at least 5 secular journalists were hacked to death, but nobody has been prosecuted. Amnesty International say there's been a pattern of rising violence since 2013 during heightened tension between secularists and those who want a more religious system of government. Well, joining me now is Faiz. He's a South Asia researcher with Amnesty International. Has followed the cases of these hackings closely. Very good to have you with us. What do you think is going on? Talk us through the targets and why you think this is happening at the moment.
First of all, I would like, thank you very much. I would like to say that I am no longer working with Amnesty International. I'm a South Asia specialist, a human rights expert. So
right. Apologies about
speaking
that.
In that capacity, thank you very much. Yes, the difficulty is that, you've got to listen to the content of the concerns that have been raised internationally about these killings and about the fact that no investigation has taken place. So everyone who has actually raised concern about these with the government of Bangladesh, they've just said one thing: investigate, investigate, investigate.
Okay,
but
tell
no
me why you think there's this seeming reluctance to investigate what's going on and make people stand trial for this. What's going on?
Well, there is a very serious issue, and the civil society is really concerned about that. The reason is that the government of Bangladesh tries to portray these killings as coming from the opposition. So if there is an investigation that is not going to point in that direction, the government will not allow that. The government cannot guarantee that if there is an independent investigation, it will not bring to the fore the fact that some of these people may be actually sheltering behind the influences of some of the members of the ruling party.
So
it is not in the government's interest.
That the ruling party is happy to let people die so that people can think it's the opposition, that they can take the blame?
Absolutely, and the very fact that these killings are taking place, nobody has been arrested, shows that some of these culprits, they have connection with people who can shelter them. And who can shelter these people in Bangladesh? They are people who are connected to people who are then connected to the ministers. So there is a possibility that, that is the strong possibility. If the police is given really the independence and the authority and the resources to carry out an independent investigation, they will probably reveal some of these connections.
All right, so you want an independent
in the government's interest.
Investigation. I mean, should there be outside pressure on the country? Should the international community do more here?
Absolutely, because it is because of the international pressure that the government has even gone to the point of really carrying out an investigation into the killing of these 2 LGBT activists. But from now on, it's got to be very, very, we've got to really watch this very carefully, because it is possible that the government will just, after the international pressure has fizzled out, the government can just say, oh, well, we've done our bit. There's nothing else that we need to do. I think it is very important to put pressure on the government to ensure that an investigation, an independent investigation that really investigates not just connections with the opposition parties, but also possible connections with the ruling party members. That kind of investigation can actually reveal the actual culprits and bring justice to those who have been the victims.
All right, let's leave it there. Faiz, thank you very much.